All right, so we're moving forward with unsafe building hearing, first one on the docket. But let me just touch base with 210 East Main Street so we get some direction on how to move. We had a Realtor come in June, said they were working on it. We gave them 90 days to clean the property up, and that night, so this was in the June 5th meeting. The 90 days would be up in September. The Brandy went over and took some pictures. It's a mess over there. We probably need to put this back on the docket and have them come in again and explain why they haven't done what they said they were gonna do. So we need to either do that in September or October, whatever.
Is the September regular stated meeting for September, is that within the parameter of the, or is it after?
No, the June 5th meeting and the September meeting is when
September 2nd.
September 6th. That would be actually less than 90 days.
So are we allowed to do that, Doug, and have them come in September?
We can have them come in and say, yeah, sure.
Okay.
We can issue an order and have them come in.
Okay.
That's close to 90 days. They'll either have it done or they won't.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna do September 2nd. All right. And her name was, what was her name again? Teresa?
The realtor.
Really? Try to get her. Bovard.
Mine.
Okay. What's on the docket is 605 East Seminary Street. I gave you those pictures. Randy took those. Did you take these? Cody took those yesterday, the day before. This was in originally, again, in June.
All that's what you look at when you.
We gave them 30 days to clean up. In June, it was set for today's date at that time. They're obviously.
It's gotten worse.
Yeah, this is more from the front.
I mean,
Well, because this little thing is on the
Yeah,
west
on the
side.
side. I got it.
He's
Yeah.
rigged up something, I don't know what the hell he's doing. And now he was back there working after dark up front, putting some kind of ramp on the front of the house, because I think it's getting ready to sink again, because that's the house, the foundation fell in on. So they finally got that fixed, got siding put on there, and then this guy comes along. I don't know who he is.
Did they take all the parts and pieces off the other house and put them in this yard?
He just keeps coming home with, and he just drove by with still on the top of his truck, on the top of his car. I don't know what.
In the world.
He has a TARS F-150.
And I truly don't think that he's the owner of the house either.
Well, Tina Berkeley is the listed owner of the house. We issued a certified mail notice of the hearing order from June, which was left with an individual at the house satisfying our requirement that they be served notice of this hearing. So it's now sort of at your discretion how to proceed. You know, the options are issue a fine, or, you know, pay somebody to go in and clean it up, or both, but those are your options. Or do nothing, I guess would be a third option.
That's not an option. So I don't think we're to the point where we're gonna clean this up, are we, guys?
No, but
How long has it been going
I
on?
think we're at the point we need to issue some kind of fine,
Fine, yeah.
whether
Yeah.
we go.
And in all fairness, if, we'll talk on that because, I would look today, when this occurred before and the last time that a fine was imposed, we started it at $1,000. So to keep it fair with the last person that we did this with, that needs to be $1,000 if we're gonna start one. But I just want to point out that,
When did this go on the docket the first time?
This was in June.
yeah,
Well,
June 5th.
Yeah. This was.
March was what started it, yeah.
March?
Yeah. But the
So it's
first-
been going on since
the
March?
First hearing was June of this year.
You're 5 months into this.
Yeah.
Okay, so. I can't make a motion. You guys.
I'll
you guys
make
decide
a
what you wanna do.
motion that we do $1,000 because we need to stick with what we started with.
Second.
Got a motion on the floor and a second to impose $1,000 fine to the owner of 605 East Seminary Street. All in favor? All opposed? All I'm an aye, sorry.
All right, next one.
Not on the opposed. I'm in favor.
All right, next one on the docket is 706 West Pike Street. That was the place that we paid to tear down.
Mhm.
And just to update the board on what we're doing, we certified those costs to the clerk's office last week. So what we've got to do is wait 30 days. If they don't pay them, then we can issue another certification to the auditor. If we put them on the auditor certification, that puts them on the tax rolls. And then once another 30 days goes by, we can foreclose on this lien and ask the court to sell the property at sheriff's sale. And I don't think there's a mortgage on this property, so we might not need to put them on the only reason that you would want to wait to put them on the tax rolls is so you jump ahead of the mortgage. If there's no mortgage, there's no real need to get ahead of the mortgage. So we could maybe skip that step. I need to get the title search done.
So we're looking at 60 to 90 days out on that.
So
So you're looking
that's just where we are.
at theoretically November.
We're moving forward to, and then we got to get to court. Then there's a notice requirement once you're in court. It's a multiple step process, but we're moving forward on it. Eventually it'll get set for sheriff's sale and our costs. So what we've got in the way of costs are $6,509 to tear it down. And then we've got an average processing expense of $7,540. So that gets tacked on. And so that helps recover some of our enforcement costs when we eventually do get reimbursed. That'll put, that money goes back into the unsafe building fund. Next one on the docket.
In theory, we're $14,050 deep into this thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's an average. I don't.
Right, I
I don't keep
understand.
track of
I understand.
individual costs on each case too, but yeah. We picked that number when we started this process, which we thought would be a fair number. If we had to go all the way through the process of getting it sold, it would,
Yeah.
$7,500 seemed like a probably good estimate of the costs involved. Okay, the next one is Mr. Rent, 705 West Pike Street. Got some more photographs.
705 or 905?
905, sorry, 905 West Pike Street.
I don't want to scare somebody out there sitting at their house watching this.
Yeah, this is Mr. Rent. He came for the last hearing in June. You might recall had a bit of a,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna do what I want kind of attitude, back in June. You guys gave him 30 days to clean it up. And then also scheduled this for hearing.
I don't understand how it gets worse.
On today's date. He was notified again. He was notified when he was here, but he was also notified. Let's see, hold on. Pick up, no, he did not pick up his certified mail. But he was aware of the time frame because he was here for the last hearing. And he told him he had 30 days and he obviously hasn't complied.
I'll make a motion. We do $1,000 fine on it.
Second.
Have a motion on the floor by Key, second by Lane to fine the property owner of 905 West Pike Street, $1,000. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes.
Last one on the docket is 516 Ferry Street. And Lane, I'm gonna have to ask you to recuse yourself because you attended you guys are setting as the fact finder in this unsafe building process. And Lane attended the inspection last week, and we had the health department and the engineer come down. But he wouldn't be allowed to vote on anything related to this particular case because he technically has got information that he received outside of this hearing process. So the practical matter is down to you two guys what to do. Where we stand on this is we had Jeff Talkers come down from Lane Consultants. He's a civil engineer. He did a report, which you may or may not have seen, basically saying that the property is unsafe for human habitation and has recommended it, and it can't be repaired due to the severe, degradation of the foundation and the the roof, the walls, the foundation, it's just a mess. The floors are unsafe, everything's unsafe in there. So he's issued that report. What I'm asking you folks to do is issue, and so we then issued an order to demolish after receiving his report, which we sent to Ms. Lyon by certified mail and actually by email earlier this week or last week, I think, I can't remember. But anyway, she's been corresponding with me by email. And so I sent this to her by email. I haven't received any response other than she emailed me yesterday indicating she's trying to sell the property at this point, which obviously is going to be difficult to do. And it has to be torn down. So the plan would be for this group, the Unsafe Building Hearing Authority, to affirm the order to demolish. We would then send that out to Ms. Lyon. I've not been able to locate her husband, who's also ex-husband, who's also on the deed. And then what we'll have to do is go to court, and we're already in court on this case because we had to get.
Yeah.
We'll go back to Judge Coy, get him to affirm that the property has to be demolished, and then we'll bid it out and get it taken down and add all those costs up and, put it up for sheriff's sale. If that's the way you want to proceed, but that's kind of where we are procedurally.
So you need from me
We would like.
confirmation
Yeah,
to demolish.
Yeah, Cody issued an order as the enforcement authority to demolish it based upon the report of the engineer. There's a hearing scheduled, you guys would affirm that, and then we'd send out notice that that's been done. And then, because of the fact that we're already, would be sufficient normally to tear it down, but because we're already in court, that's just for an extra element of safety we'll get. And she's been pretty, combative through this process. We get another opportunity for her to show up and complain as to why it shouldn't be torn down, and we'll get the court to order it. And that'll take everybody off the hook if there's any complaint in the future. Normally, we would just go ahead and, we could just go ahead. I just think when we get to the step of tearing something down, it's probably good to have Judge Coy weigh in, takes the heat off our process. If anybody complains, then they got to complain to Judge Coy, and she's people complaining.
So you'll need to
I'll
make a
need to
motion to move forward on the demolition.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes.
I'm abstaining
Mark
from
Lane,
that.
yeah, stay.
All ahead.
With that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second. Oh, I make a motion.
I'll stay.
I have a motion to adjourn in a second. All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned.
Wrong.